Hi, everybody.
All right.
Welcome to episode 18 of the Ready Set Lag podcast. I actually didn't start, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. I was true to my word
I,
that time. That time.
mm, I'm skeptical.
Listen to the podcast later, I promise, or
All
tomorrow.
right.
Welcome everybody. Thank you all for listening. If you guys uh keep coming back to the podcast, you keep listening. Make sure you guys give us a rating or comment or whatever it is on whatever site you're listening to. And make sure that you head over to readysetlag.com. I just spent hours making that website seem like remotely acceptable to me, right? Like I've still got a lot
Mhm.
of work to do, still got a lot of things to work on, but I really, really like the way it looks. I like the way it looks on mobile. You can listen to all of our podcast episodes from the website. It also has a link to our Buzzsprout if you want to go to the Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever it is.
Yeah, give us
Um,
that delicious feedback,
yeah, we need it. I'm
and we need
actually
your attention.
a fun thing about the website. I'm actually working on a way for people to actually send us comments through the website.
That would be really
So
awesome.
it'll just send it to our email. I believe I'm working on it. I'm also working on like the blog
Yeah, we're
and a
we're
couple
pretty
other
much
things.
yeah, we're kind of learning as we go. So like we appreciate
The
like
good
you guys
news
being patient
is
with us.
web development is the one thing that I have somewhat of experience with. So
Yes.
it's just trying to balance everything and work and everything like that. So, um, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there. Might take me a little longer, but it'll get there eventually. But definitely make sure you give us some feedback. Give us a rating, even if it's a bad one. I don't care. Just give us something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let us know your honest thoughts and opinions. We'd love to hear from you.
But let's get into the news first. Article we have right here. Avalanche Studios is developing roguelike game called Ravenbound.
Yes, for those of you who probably don't know, Avalanche Studios are the same developers who made such games as Mad Max, which was awesome. I don't
Sleeper,
know.
is it, people slept on it.
Yeah, a phenomenal game. If you haven't played it, I suggest you go check that out.
You made me get it.
Did I convince you to get it?
Yeah. You convinced me to get it.
Oh, well, what
I
did you
thought
think?
it was a good game. I thought it was just a movie tie-in.
Oh no, no, yeah, like I mean, it came out when Mad Max Fury Road came out in theaters, so yeah, like I thought it was gonna be a movie licensed game, but no, like it's its own thing, and it's actually really good.
Also, Just
But
Cause.
yes, the Just Cause series, which is super popular, and Rage 2.
So did they make Rage 2?
Yeah, they made Rage
Oh,
2.
so Bethesda just published it?
I think so. Let me just
I still haven't got to play that because it's on Game Pass, but it would never launch.
Yeah, like hold on, let me check. Developed by Avalanche Studios in conjunction with id Software,
Oh, okay.
published by Bethesda Softworks. So yeah.
All right. So Ravenbound is going to be a medieval-esque fictional world of a vault as a vessel of the Raven, where the player must free the world from enemies who invaded the lands. The player can transform into a raven to view the world from the perspective of a bird, which, like they say here in the article, appears to be like Sinew from Assassin's Creed. This was the interesting part to me. If the player dies, the player must begin a new game and select one of three vessels to start again. Each vessel has different abilities and weapons that are tied to them. So it's pretty much like, hey, you really like your character and you die. Good luck.
Yeah,
Which
which
I
it's
love
like
those games.
yeah, the like it's a mechanic that's not necessarily new. But yeah, it seems like it's a pretty good mix of other popular games. So, you got let's see. Like they mentioned, Assassin's Creed with being able to turn into a raven and like scout like nearby areas.
Dead Cells,
Um
but open world.
yeah, that's how they described it here in the article. Like uh I mean, it sounds pretty promising
How do
to
you
me.
how do you feel about games where it's like the permadeath stuff? Like I feel like it really really got big with Escape from Tarkov, to where
Yeah, I
like if
know.
you die you lose all your stuff.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much like Hunt Showdown.
It is like hunting. You lose your character, you lose your like all the perks you put on the character, you lose all your weapons.
Yeah, I mean, it adds this extra level of, I guess, like, stress, like, while you're playing the game, but that's, like, part of it,
I
you know?
enjoy it. I've obviously I love Hunt Showdown. I have almost like 600 hours in that game. Like I love that game.
Mhm,
Escape from Tarkov never really got into, but I love that feeling. So I'm actually looking forward to this. Avalanche Studios has obviously made some fantastic games in the past, so I have
mhm.
no reason to not believe this is going to be a good game. Um, and then I think it said the development is in a good state. So
Yes, yeah, they said it's in a good state of development, so presumably we could see the game in the very near future. So
all right, so you know what's coming next.
yeah.
We can't not talk about it.
Mhm.
Dice new general manager has said the studio has no time to pursue non Battlefield projects as it looks to establish itself as a leading developer in the FPS market. You might want to develop some other games.
I mean,
I like the
man,
commitment.
well, like, yeah, like, you can appreciate the commitment, but here's the thing, like, do you really think that Battlefield 2042 can be saved at this point?
No,
Yeah, so
I understand that they have where they did the pre-orders. They have to do 4 seasons in a year, right? They just did season one with one map
yeah.
and like all this. Like I don't
Well,
believe in I just don't believe in them. Like I don't believe them to say this game. I kind of halfway wish they could get out of the whole like we have to give 4 seasons just so they
mhm,
can be like, hey, we messed up. We're making the next game. Like we're gonna put all of our time and effort and energy into making a Battlefield game that everybody's proud of. But at the same time, it's very anti-consumer, and I'm very pro-consumer.
yeah.
So they promised it, they have to deliver it. I just see them doing what they did with season one, where it's like we're giving you one map and a couple guns, and that's
Yeah,
it.
so, like, I don't know, when you release the game, like, as broken as it was, and, like, the problem with 2042 with long-term Battlefield fans is that it changed so much fundamentally that it's unrecognizable. So, like, for people
I
who
think the veteran players are just already gone.
yeah, like, there's like, this game barely resembles anything like what Battlefield used to be. Like, heroes in place of, like, classes,
Yeah,
like, for example.
I don't see the game. And this is funny, right? What was I don't want to say her name wrong. Where was it?
Are you talking about Rebecca,
Yeah, Rebecca. What
uh,
was it?
Ku Kutaz? C
Kotaz.
Coutaz. Well, we apologize if we are butchering this name.
Yeah, but I love this is the thing. Like the exact quote. Game Industries asked her is working on projects in the vein of Mirror's Edge currently off the table, and she responded, "Totally. We are only focusing on Battlefield 2042. There is no time for anything else, and this is what we want to do. In 3 years, we want to be the first person shooter powerhouse that DICE deserves to be, and that is what we're going for." So that I agree. I don't think you're getting it out of Battlefield 2042. I think, like we said earlier, I think the your player base and the veterans who made Battlefield, like me, I mean, we've been playing Battlefield since I've been playing since Bad Company. I've been playing since Battlefield 2, realistically, but like I didn't really get into Battlefield like to where that was like my main game I was playing until Battlefield Bad Company and Battlefield Bad Company 2. You got on Battlefield 3, and we've
Mhm.
been playing Battlefield games ever since then. We're
Yeah.
all done. Like we're not playing the game. So I don't see that working for you, but I like that they're committed to trying um to bring it back, but then it's like, where was the where was the one thing
Uh,
I was reading? Uh, committed.
there's a quote here. Um, the team is here to make Battlefield, and they're passionate about Battlefield. We have many Battlefield veterans, so it's important for us to improve Battlefield 2042 and the experience that we can provide for our players. We owe them that. Uh, yeah, like season one coming out as bare bones as it did not feel like the developers are that passionate about Battlefield.
So here's the thing right here. EA has committed to releasing 4 seasons of live service content. So I I hate that word. I hate the word live service. And
Content.
I hate content. No, like I hate studios saying this is a live service game. You've already turned so many of your if you're like an established franchise like Battlefield, Assassin's Creed, like any of those games, and you say this is a live service, nobody wants to play it.
No, like it uh when I hear actually whenever a game's coming out and I actually hear the words like live service, it does kind of put a bad taste in my mouth.
I love this here too. The players are enjoying our map. Singular.
Singular,
Our
our map
map.
and the content that we have provided, so it's a win for us and it makes us feel better. Feel better.
Like,
Oh man, they love this map and these two guns and helicopters.
yeah, and this handkerchief that's blue. We
Bro,
love
this is
it.
like I can't decide if this is just getting funnier or just more sad.
In December, EA announced its intention to create a connected Battlefield universe. That right there, also terrifying.
Yeah.
Like the commitment is there, but the way that they are the keywords, and this is what I'm learning about, like getting into to reporting on the news and talking about the news. There's keywords that you should be afraid of: universe, live service, and we promise it's good. It just
Like,
works. Like there's things that you should be scared of.
all of this stuff, like this whole article just sounds like public relations. Like they're trying to smooth things over, but in the long run, I don't see them actually like fixing
I see
everything.
them putting the work into the game. Like I see them doing the 4 seasons.
I don't know, man. Season 1, like I said, really bare bones.
No, no, no. That's what they're all going to be. Like they're going to make the 4 seasons. It's just going to be
Yeah,
exactly like the first one.
yeah, it just doesn't to me, that doesn't sound like they're committed to making things better. Like
Well, it
it
says
sounds
earlier that Battlefield 2042 DLC is being worked on by a skeleton crew, and then it says EA denied these claims. But then we get season 1, which was one map.
yeah.
So it's like that's a skeleton crew. Like I understand that making a giant Battlefield map is not easy, right? But in the terms of DICE and EA, that's a skeleton crew
Mhm.
because of how many devs they can pull from and how much work or how much they can do with the resources they have. So yeah, I think it's being worked on by a skeleton crew. I think they're already looking into the future. And as we know, we've heard from leaks, you know, in the past that the next Battlefield game is going to be a hero-based shooter. I hope to God that's not true. Um, so yeah, I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna keep talking about it. Like I said, anytime some stuff comes up, we're gonna discuss it. But be afraid of universe and live service.
Yeah, this whole universe thing, it says widespread changes to the franchise's development structure. So well, we already know, like, there's like a rumor going around, right? Like that I don't know if it's been confirmed, but that the next Battlefield game is going to be a hero shooter.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I said that earlier. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't.
So that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Hopefully they've learned though. Like I'm hoping that the failure of Battlefield 2042 makes them just be like, no, we should just make a good Battlefield game, right?
Hmm.
So moving on from that, something we can be excited about. Sony could hold another state of play next week. So this was June 20th is when this article was written. So
As of this recording, that was yesterday. So
so really, really,
fresh
really
news.
excited about that. State of plays are probably the best thing that goes on. It's great for us. I love it.
Oh yeah,
But, God of War Ragnarok, um, that's what people wanna see.
yeah. Like people notice like the absence of seeing anything from like, which is what I was looking forward to the most, was seeing some more stuff from God of War Ragnarok. So that was a little disappointing, but yeah, it looks like we've got some evidence here. Let's see. Uh, Gran Turismo producer says an update on the game next week. Da, 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 da,
Jason
da.
Schreier says God of War Ragnarok release date
Release
later
date.
this month. So this is obviously coming from old Tom Henderson. Um, check your DMs, dude. Um, so I can see it happening, right? I feel like we're getting a lot of these games are getting to the point now to where they're ready to be announced or they're ready to be shown. And that's we talked about this before about like E3 not being around anymore to where it's like the the devs and the studios can do their own like kind of like E3 like the state of plays. So when they have enough information to make us to do a state of play, they're just going to do it.
Yeah, we're getting like essentially we're just getting like these little bite-sized pieces of E3 with each of these um like smaller gaming events, which like it spreads out like content for us really. So like it works out for us, I think.
Yeah, but
Um
I'm excited about seeing God of War.
yes.
I'm excited to see what they're going to say about Gran Turismo. We talked about it um, in an episode. When did Gran Turismo come out? We talked about that in an
Uh,
episode.
we've we mentioned it a few times in a few different episodes.
But in the article it says about the rocky start of with the microtransactions and Gran Turismo. So hopefully they're going to address that.
Mhm.
Um,
Um oh yeah, yeah, it was Gran Turismo was like Sony's worst rated game on like Metacritic or something like that.
yeah,
I
which is
think that was
crazy
it.
because that's one of their biggest titles.
Yeah. Hopefully, man, dude, I hope we get some Ghost of Tsushima 2 or something like that.
I doubt it, dude. I think there's going to be a whole for Ghost of Tsushima. I can see them doing their own state of play, like they did for what was it, Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
I can see them
Which
doing a whole state of play just for Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah, which we might get more on Hogwarts Legacy or something like that.
Dude, I've never watched Harry Potter, to be honest with you. I'm excited about that game.
Yeah,
So
man. Looks really good. Can't wait to see more on it. So, like, we might get to see that next week. If this again, it's not confirmed or anything yet. This is all just rumors and speculation. But you do have some credible sources like Jason Schreier, uh, basically just saying like that it's coming. So we'll
it's
see
either
what
gonna
happens.
happen, it's either gonna happen next week or it's gonna happen next month, right? One of the two. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
because
happen soon.
like we have to see something more on uh God of War soon. Like that's like as of right now of the games that have been announced, that's Sony's heaviest hitter.
Yeah.
So we'll
God of
definitely have to
War
see
and
something.
Ghost of Tsushima, dude.
If
That's
if
Sony's
God of
go-tos.
War ever comes out, or if they keep pushing it back like Cyberpunk, I'm getting very impatient.
All right, so I feel like we made a sandwich, right? We had good news, Avalanche Studios. We had bad news with Dice, or semi bad news, more like a discussion of already bad news.
Hmm.
Good news, Sony, state of play.
Yep,
Now we're gonna once again talk about Diablo Immortal.
it's the
And
gift that keeps on giving.
this is what I'm talking about. Like we'll keep screaming that the microtransactions and the way they're handling
Hmm.
uh the way they're handling microtransactions is wrong, and you'll get people being like, "Yeah, uninstall the game." Diablo Immortal has already earned $24 million.
All right, this is an example of it being the consumer's fault.
Yes, it
I
is.
am very,
It's
very
Blizzard's fault for
disappointed.
making it, but it's everybody else's fault for buying into it. right?
Yeah, this is an L for consumers because even though Diablo Immortal is now like, I I think the PC version is now like rated as the worst game on Metacritic. Even though that's the case, they still found massive success.
Pull up the Metacritic score. Let's just one more. We did this last time. Go ahead and pull it up.
All right,
Let's see what it
here
is.
we go.
Let's see what it is.
Diablo Immortal Metacritic
Uh huh. Uh huh.
and PC reviews. It's gone up a little bit.
Oh.
It's Yeah, it's now sitting at a zero point 0.3 instead of a 0,
Oh.
which I think zero point 0.3 was as low as what was it? Warcraft 3 Reforged when it became the worst game on Metacritic.
Well, we'll get back there. So what I wanted to talk about in this article, right, is Twitch streamer Quinn69 went as far as to delete his character after spending an insane amount of money. During one of his streams, Quinn69 spent over $20,000 in 20,000 New Zealand dollars to show how absurd the rates were to get anything good, going without a single 5-star item. In a later stream, he finally received what he was searching for, only to promptly delete his character, uninstall Diablo Immortal, and urge his viewers to do the same.
Sure showed Blizzard.
Yeah, you gave him $20,000, dude.
Well,
Like,
I think in US dollars, I want to say that's like 15,000, and that was in like an article I saw earlier. But yeah,
I
it really,
understand why it's necessary.
really.
Like, he did give them, let's say it's, $15,000 in US.
Mhm,
I understand why it's necessary. I understand why people are hating on it, but also at the same time, it's like now people they see, right?
mhm.
Like, he spent $15,000 and only got one item.
That's
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 insane.
pretty. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's really bad.
And and this is what I used to think, right? Is that a lot of this was the um the Asian countries, right, where the mobile gaming is a lot bigger, right?
Mhm.
To date, the United States makes up 43% of total revenue generated by the game. So
Wow.
I'm wrong. South Korea 11%, Japan, Germany, and Canada represent 17, while the remaining 17% extends to 49 different countries. So it's the United States. But that was
Mhm.
just me because I know, like I said, the mobile gaming is a lot bigger in the Asian countries than it is necessarily in the United States, but it's getting bigger over here. But 43% total revenue.
This is
That's
just
insane.
Man, this kinda news is just it's so disheartening. Like, it
It
doesn't
is.
it at the end of the day, the review scores and everything don't matter. This right here, this matters. Voting with your wallets, and what the consumers have just told Blizzard is that we will buy more into this.
I like how Reddit users have gone as far as to requesting the ban of Diablo Immortal from the Diablo subreddit. Not going to happen. And I love at the end, Diablo Immortal is available now on mobile and PC. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's sad. I think this is going to creep into Diablo 4. I think it's going to be in a lot more AAA games. And I think this is what we got. This is what we have to look forward to if people keep buying it.
Yeah, listen, for those of you out there who absolutely hate pay to win crap like this, egregious microtransactions, if you stand against it, please, for the love of God, just don't buy the microtransactions.
Or just don't
Because
play
like,
the game. Like,
yeah, like
I
I
hate
can
to say that because like Fortnite and some other games that have done microtransactions, I personally feel like the right way. Free to play games, which Diablo Immortal's free, but free to play games, you're buying skins, you're buying things that don't affect the gameplay. But at this point, it's like you got to just not play the games. You gotta just
It's
not
so
download them.
like, do you remember when, what was it? Jedi Fallen Order was announced, and one of the actual selling points of the game was there won't be any microtransactions in this game.
And people went nuts.
Yeah,
But
that
there's
it
this
that's actually sad.
but there's like the two like fighting tribes of gaming, right? There is like me and you and the people listening and other like content creators and journalists and things like that who are into this. Like we watch every state of play, we sit around and read news articles, we get ready for the show. We're all screaming that this is bad. Stop buying it. It's making the games worse. The
Yeah,
larger majority of the gamers are not on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube listening to what people are saying. They're just downloading the games and playing them, and they're buying stuff. So we're all screaming this. Blizzard's latest contribution to the gaming world hit 8.5 million downloads in the first 2 weeks and has seen over 10 million playing Diablo Immortal.
like, isn't that crazy after that, like, disastrous announcement that so many people still, like, were like, "Yeah, let me download and play the game."
Because that's what I'm saying is they weren't watching that.
That's crazy. Well, like, I guess a little bit of, like, a good thing that kinda came out of this was, the red shirt guy, whenever the game was announced, he has actually gone on to play and, like, review the game. So, there was, like, I think he put out a couple of tweets, and one of them was, like, he just reached level 20, and he was just like, "Okay, not too bad so far, I'll let you know." And then later on, he made another post and was like, "So the game met my expectations, and I have uninstalled it."
So, but like what I remember the red shirt guy. Is this some kind of
Yeah.
out of season April Fool's joke?
Yeah, what a
Um,
hero.
but this is the big thing, like, and this goes back to like, being a streamer previously and like seeing big streamers complain about a game and then their community being like adding like the studios, why aren't you fixing this? Because like they might have 100,000 people in their community playing the game, but that other 500,000 people that enjoy the mechanics, that are paying for the microtransactions, they don't care what that streamer or what that content creator says. They don't watch game reviews, they don't read articles, they don't listen to podcasts, they're not as tied into that. They just sit down, play the game and play it for an hour and shut it off. It's
Yeah,
the casual side of gaming. That's
and
what all the games are
it
going
sucks
towards.
because, like, it's affecting other aspects of the gaming industry. Like, if you don't think that this kind of stuff is gonna leak out even more into AAA titles, you are out of your mind.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be in Diablo 4.
They
I think it's going to be in
they
every
made
Activision Blizzard game moving forward.
they made $24 million, and it's the worst rated game on Metacritic right now.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's
The largest group of gamers don't care.
Oh, they absolutely should
They
because
should care, which is why you, the listener of this podcast, should send it to everybody you know and have them start listening and have them
tell
start
you
being aware of the anti-consumer garbage that's getting put into games.
tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Absolutely. But that's all we got for today. If you guys, once again, going back to the start, you guys like the podcast, tell your friends, leave a review, go over to our website, www.readysetlag.com, look at it, spend a lot of hours, going to be spending even more hours. Follow us on Twitter. All the socials are there. We even have a connect tab where you can we got our email in there. We got all of our socials. Go to the podcast tab, listen to all the previous podcast episodes, click the Buzzsprout link,
It's
find
got
that
atmosphere.
it's got atmosphere. It's got everything. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Nicholas, you got anything?
appreciate all of you for listening. And like Jared said, please check out the website. He worked very hard on it.
Stressing.
Uh, I, bro, I am so proud of you.
Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate
you're
that.
s- you're such a hard worker.
I'm trying.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you think of this episode. Download the episode, comment on our social medias, give us a rating, and yeah, that's pretty much all we got. So remember, as always, we love you so
I love you
much.
so much. Bye.
Bye.